Today I am tying a blue bomber. This is a salmon fly on a mustad sized 4 salmon fly hook. I'm going to start off by wrapping some 3/0 black thread around the back of the hook shank. Next, I'm going to get some white calf tail, or blue, whatever color you want to make the fly. And I'm going to cut a little chunk off for a tail. And then just tie that back there. Next I'm going to take my hackle. I'm making a blue bomber, so I'm going to use blue hackle. Oh, oops. And I'm just going to cut off a piece. I'm going to rip a little bit off just to make it a little bit easier to tie on each side. And put that right in the back of my calf tail. Next, some people whip finish. I'll whip finish in this one. Oh, I forgot. Okay, I won't whip finish. I'm going to take some blue bucktail, buck body, buck body. I'm just going to cut off in little chunks. You can use a hair stacker if you want. I find it's the same thing if you just use your fingers. You're going to take that like that. Just cut the tips off. It makes it easier to puff out. And just wrap that on there. I'm going to hold it just like that and then let it go. It'll wrap around. Then I'm going to tie it back. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way up the hook until about 3/4 up. So we're about here somewhere. Leave room for my head and all that. Just keep going. Little chunk of bucktail. If you're really used to it, you can use a big chunk. I tie a lot of bombers, so cut the tips off. Yeah, this is my first video. I'm not very good at fly tying yet. I'm only 14. So, yeah. Tie that. Just like that. Round and around. Notice how it's like poofing out, sort of like a mouse. That's exactly what you want. Tie it back. You want to get it as thick as possible. Make a very nice body. And again. Even though it's not the same length, it won't matter because you're going to be trimming it anyway. So you don't have to go exactly half, just wherever you feel. And then keep going, tie over. Another chunk. Yeah, you can tie this fly in a bunch of different colors. Blue, orange, green, really whatever you feel like. I suggest the same color hackle. If you want to change it up for the salmon in your region, you can. I'm going to do that 1 or 2 more times. Just one. Because I'm pretty much all the way up the hook. There's not really a certain limit on how much chunks of deer hair you put, just however we feel. Here I'm going to whip finish, in case I would happen to cut my thread while I'm trimming. There it is. There you go. And now, you can take it off your vise if you want. I find it way easier when you take it off your vise. And I'm just going, I like using a bigger pair of scissors and just trim small portions. This can take a little while. Trying to cut your hackle or your tail off, it's really bad if you do. You want to make toward the head a little bit smaller. Then make it bigger. And get back smaller again. And the underneath. Some bombers are different. Some just tie big right at the front and then go down. But I like doing it like this, with toward the head a little bit smaller, and opening up for a bigger body, and then smaller at the end. You want to try to leave as less of those hairs as possible from your deer body. And this bomber isn't going to turn out very good. I messed up the tail. I didn't start my deer hair back far enough. But that's okay. I'm just going to keep cutting. What? Your hook size is usually a bigger hook. You want to use salmon hooks or wet fly hook streamers. Normally salmon is bigger, and bigger the better, basically. Just a little trim there. And there it is. I'm going to put that back on my vise. And in Newfoundland, you're not allowed. In Newfoundland, you're not allowed to use barbed hooks. So if you do ever decide to go to Newfoundland, barbed hooks are illegal. My thread is really messed up here, so I'm going to cut it. I must have clipped it with my scissors. Cut it right there. See, I whip finished, so it won't do anything really. So cut it off. Now I'm going to restart my thread in front of the hook. For this one, I won't put the calf tail at the front. You can put a calf tail at the front if you want to make sort of a wing. Kind of. Actually, I will put it on. No, I won't. No, I won't. You can put a calf tail, sort of going like this, just like this one here, except the opposite way, going up toward the front where your line will be. Now I'm going to take my hackle pliers, just grab the tip of the hackle, start going around. Now make sure your hackle is spread out as evenly as possible. Take your time, as much time as you need. You should make sure to cut your hackle long enough. I went the wrong way with the hackle, but it's okay. Now I'm just going to tie that off at the front. Make sure it's really tight so the hackle doesn't come out. Cut the axis off. I can really pick up my scissors. And then, pretty much the last step, make a head. Not too big. Leave your hook eye open. And then we're finished. You can do your knots, whatever you feel like, just secure off your thread. Cut your thread. And then last of all, you can if you want to, I always do, every fly I make, head cement. I have a pin. I'll just stick it in the eye of the hook so no head cement gets in there. And apply some head cement. A little bit more. And there you have it. Finished bomber. This fly here is usually better, works for lower waters basically, when the rivers are low. This one here is a little bit messed up. Try not to get any head cement on your hackle either. This one here is kind of messed up. I didn't make the front here towards the head small enough, but it'll still work. It's okay. And there you have it. If you're fishing any Newfoundland, you have to take your barb off, barbless hook. And that's it. Thanks for watching.